Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Doing something slightly different in production. Uh, it seems to be a little easier for me in a way. Anyway, I'm using a GoPro, and I've used them before, but I'm decided to try it again. But I want to let you know that I can't find my holder for this camera, which means I can't hold it in a tripod. So it's going to be a little shaky cam today until I can find my holder and tripod mount. Don't know what I did with it, but anyway, it's basically a flea market find. My wife went to another flea market. Where was this thing at? Jonesboro. Jonesboro. Jonesboro, Louisiana, and I found this Atwater Kent Model 545, and I forgot how much I paid for it, $30 or something like that. Anyway, it was fairly good shape, and got kind of bored, and decided to see what I could do with it, see how bad off it was. So I decided to have a look at it yesterday, and thought you guys want to ride along. Now there's going to be, because I don't have a holder for this GoPro, it's going to be noisy a little bit, me moving around and stuff like that. I apologize in advance, but hope you guys want to ride along with me, and let's see what's inside this thing. It looks like an interesting project for next year, so if y'all don't mind, ride along with me, and let's see what's inside this whole thing. That's kind of the fun of working on this old stuff, to see what's inside them and what's been done to them over the years, because everything you work on like that, it's got a story to tell. Okay, well, it's got a little board here. Thought I'd take a quick look at this Atwater Kent. Already got it apart. It's a Model 546, I believe. Cabinet's in really good condition, better than that other Atwater Kent. It's got a little bit of problem here, and I think we can just putty that up and probably refinish that. This little piece right here is coming loose, this little piece of trim. Inside right here, it's really good shape. It's really dusty inside. I've already pulled the chassis out. The chassis is, I'll get back to that in a minute. Speaker looks okay from what I can see. I hadn't pulled it out yet. Really dusty. Really dusty. Chassis itself.
Right. I just got done with all
It is pretty dusty.
I replaced all of these sockets on this board. I replaced all of these sockets on this board.
This is the front. Don't know if I can get that recreated or not. I'm going to have to see. That looks like that's super brittle. Let's see. The tuning gang is filthy. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tubes in it. Filter capacitor right here, and another one right here.
These are actually really good caps.
So I think we can take and blow this thing out, clean it up, in case at least get all the dust and crap out of it, and try not to tear nothing up. And then we'll have a look underneath the bottom of the chassis and go from there. Alright, I got it all cleaned up. I don't think there was much collateral damage. Actually, not a bad chassis. These things are stainless steel, which is nice. So a lot of this corrosion comes off on my finger, so not heavily corroded like that other pig that I worked on. Tuning gang still needs a little bit of love. Tubes, yeah, some little mess there. I guess I didn't get right there. Oh well, it was just a kind of preliminary thing. Looks like all the We've got a lot of rutted. Can't talk this afternoon. Got a lot of rotted rubber wires that's going to have to be replaced. This is not a complicated looking radio as that son of a gun right there. Anyway, I want to evaluate the tubes, see how good they are. The chassis, the cabinet looks okay. Again, we cleaned it out. It's not bad. Hadn't tested the speaker or nothing of that nature yet. So let's have a look underneath it. Alright. So underneath of this beast right here, that other Atwater that I worked on, it had a bunch of old wax caps in it. Oh, what do they call those things? These, look here though, these are all, got a bite, hang on. But you got solar, these are more conventional caps. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, see 11 in there. Not sure what this dude is. Could be a capacitor, I guess. No. I think these are resistors right here. Must be a 15K because the body is brown. Then you got the end is green, which is 5. So the body is brown, which is the 1. Green is the next. That would be 5, so 1, 5, and then 3 means 3, 0. So this would be a 15K. Let's see. The wiring underneath, it feels a little stiff. Yeah, it's stiff. Yeah, like right here. Like it's been worked on a little bit. There's a little bob right there, a little bodge or whatever you know. Like a 100 ohm resistor been replaced, something in here. That's not quite typical factory soldering. And it looks like it's another resistor right here, another 100 ohms. So there's two 100 ohms in series that they've got stuck in here. Getting back to these capacitors right here. This capacitor has been tacked in, so this is, we'll call it aftermarket. So that's not original. There's a little mica. Yeah, this capacitor's been replaced. I think half of these capacitors have been replaced. Yes, these are not original. These are after the aftermarkets. So all the capacitors in this thing has been replaced. Yep. Sure enough. Now, still ain't sure what this is. It's grounded on one end. It's got a lead going over here to this. Another lead going over to that. Oh yeah, this would be a fun one. But still ain't as complicated as that other radio. That other Atwater was a son of a gun. Yeah, all these wires are rotten. All these wires I had to be replaced. Electrical cord coming in right here. Wow. Here's the front. So it picks up 2.5 or 2 megahertz of 7, so a shortwave band. Actually didn't realize it was a dual band, and then standard broadcast from 50, about 500 kilohertz to a little over 170. I think I do 1680. It'll do up to the police band. Wow. I'll be able to pick up 1680 on this when I get it working. Wow. Tuning setup. That rubber is long since gone. Just move a little bit. That rubber had to be replaced. No big deal. So I guess I'll start pulling the tubes out and seeing how good they are. So let me go there, and we'll come back. We'll come back after I'm done and give you a progress report. All right, tested the tubes on my Hickok 600A tube tester. 5 tubes in here. This is the first oscillator right here. It's no good. See the frowny face there? See the grid come off anyway, which can be fixed. But this tube, she ain't good at all. Then there's the 58, which is the second IF. It's got a smiley face on it, so it's good. And then the 2A6, which is the I think that's a detector, if I remember right. Let me see, 2A6, yeah, that's a second IF and detector right here. So it's got a frowny face, so it's not very good. Then the 2A5, which is, I believe, the audio output. It's got a smiley face. It's a little weak, but it's good enough. And then, of course, the 80's got a smiley face, and it checked okay. So out of we got 1, 2, 3 good tubes, 2 bad tubes. So next thing is I'm going to have a look at this power transformer. So we'll come back to that in a minute. I think I measured the wrong spot. Let's start over, okay? I'm going to measure the high voltage secondary. Not liking what I'm seeing here. Anyway, let's go and bring it up. I'm at 740 volts at 117 in. Okay. I think I'm on the tube filament now. Let's go down to 20. Yeah, I'm on the tube filament now. I'm reading 5 volts. So I had 700 and what was it, 790 on the primary, 5 volts on the secondary. So that's good. I think the only thing we got to do now is find the filament string. And let's see here. Let's just find something easy to get to. Here we go. Right there. Measuring it right here on this part of the tube. Should have 2.5 volts. Here we go. We'll start from 0 again. I get about 2.93 at 117 volts. Of course, this radio was designed back before about 2.89 volts. So far so good. I'm going to, just for fun, I'm going to stick just a tube in one of the sockets there. I'm going to see what it brings it down to. I'll be right back. Okay, I've put the 2A5 in the detector. No, the detector. Yeah, the detector and audio driver. I put it in, and also the 2A5, I believe, the output tube. So I got those two in there. So just put a little bit of load on the transformer, at least on the filament side of it. I just want to see what it does under load. Now I'm down to 2.65 volts. And according to this, I'm drawing not very much here. What is that? The 175 watt scale, which means it's that bottom one there. I'm drawing less than 5 watts. So, okay, well, power supply transformer checks okay, so that makes me feel a little bit better. Taking a chance with that old dry insulation and rotten insulation on this thing, but all the wires got to be replaced on this, and probably all the caps. And I ain't sure about those resistors. I'm sure we'll probably have to change a majority of them. I got 2 out of 5 tubes that's bad, needs to be replaced. I haven't checked the speaker yet, so I'm about to do that, and hopefully I can get some noise out of that thing. And then when I get that done, we'll talk about it a little bit, and that'll be it until I get ready to do this. It's going to be another fun project. What happened there? Here we go. Okay, so I'm next day, so now I'm decided to test the speaker, the electrodynamic speaker as it's called. So right now I'm measuring across the primary of the output transformer. So it will be right here. So this is the primary. It looks like it's 600 ohms, and so it's between this lead and this lead. So between here and here, which is, you can read that, about 600 ohms. So I'm good with that. Alright, next thing we need to do is measure. I need to move from here to here, and I should measure about 1100 ohms. Let's see. Here. No, dropped it. I dropped it, y'all. I think it's here to here. Sorry about that. There we go. Keep my clip leads on here. These ends are a little bit. Boy, this is just wonderful cinematography, right? So usually I want to do it one way, and then circumstances cause it to be another. Anyway, it's supposed to be 1100 ohms. You can see my meter. Anyway, it's measuring about 1500. So that part of it's good. I'm going to put a little current in there, then add a tone to it, and see if I can get some audio out of it. I'll be right back. Okay, I got it set up here. I'm using my bench 12 volt power supply or 24 volt power supply to put a little power, put a little current into the the field coil on this thing. So I got my big old signal generator here set up for about 400 kilohertz. I'm sorry, 400 hertz. I'm just going to raise the level. As you can hear, we have audio. got a rattling speaker. Hear that? Something in there rattling. Need to pull that out and have a look at that speaker. But at least it makes noise. Let's pull it out and let's inspect the front of that speaker. We got it out of the enclosure. Got a little rattle to it, about 100 hertz. I think we have a little bit of cone dysplasia right here. I think the voice coil is rubbing. Honestly, needs to all come out. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of debris in there. I know better, I swear it was I know better, I swear it was just the spider was loose. Bias off of it. Now like I hear it dragging. I believe the wool spool is dragging. Okay, well, I'll deal with that later. I don't feel like dealing with that right now. But speaker, the cone is good. There's no really obvious issues with that. It seems to work. It just got that little bit of drag to it, what it sounds like. It needs a good cleaning. I'll probably take and loosen all these screws here on the basket. Loosen all these screws here and kind of pull that loose, let it kind of find its center, and then put it back. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. We'll see what that does, but I have a feeling it's just a little bit of crap in here, dust and dirt and all that needs to be cleaned out. I really think that's what that is. It's dragging, or it's got dirt in it, or it's vibration caused by misalignment. Something. I'll figure that out. So the other thing is, yesterday when I was looking at the chassis of this radio, whatever I did with it, I didn't know what these were. Of course, I saw this 413 here. I know that that's a capacitor color code that Atwater Kent uses. But looking at the schematic, it actually says it's a model 545-S. Lord knows what that S stands for. Anyway, here's the schematic. Somewhere I saw this looking at it earlier. Right here. C13 is a dual 0.001 microfarad. Well, actually it's a 0.01 microfarad and a 0.004 microfarad. So it's a dual cap in one can. Beats me why. So I think there should be another one in here. There's bound to be another one in here. I thought I saw it. I just don't remember where I saw it. Right here. C9. A dual or C4. Yeah, that's the one we looked at a minute ago. It's a 413. Double 250 microfarad. So, anyway, all that'll get replaced. So there you have it. I think the radio is repairable. It's in good shape. A little issue with the speaker. Nothing. I'll tend to that, but you know, it's got 2 weak tubes out of 5. Just needs capacitors, probably resistors. Good cleaning. It'll need new grommets in the tuner. Need the cabinet's going to need a little cleaning, a little re-gluing, and refinishing. And I think it'll make a nice radio. So, all right, I'll see you on the next part.